Hi, welcome to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. I'm Mrs. Williams. I teach first grade in the Windsor C1 School District. That's in Imperial, Missouri. This is
Mrs. Forth. Hi, everybody. I'm from the Rockwood School District. I'm excited to be here with you today as we learn a little bit about reading and math. So before we start, we really want to know,
where are you? Are you near the airport? Top Golf? Are you out at Six Flags?
That's where I live.
Yay! Are you near the Magic House? Closer to the zoo? Maybe you are close to the St. Louis Arch or the Mississippi River. That's where I'm at. I'm a little bit south of St. Louis in Herculaneum near the Mississippi River.
It looks like we have friends from all over St. Louis joining us today.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Very exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our welcome poem. I'm going to point to the words. Feel free to join along with me as I say them. Ready? Welcome, welcome, everyone. How are you today? We are so glad to be with you, learning math and reading too.
And speaking of how are you today, we need to do a zone check because before we get ready to learn, each day we check in on our body and brain. Really smart scientists that study brains know that happy, calm brains do the best learning. If you are in the green zone, that means that you are calm, you are happy, and you are ready to complete your work, help others, and reach your daily goals. And this is the hand signal. So if you are in green zone, show me you're green and good to go. If you are in the blue zone, you might be feeling a little slow and low today. You might need to draw a picture, get a hug, or think some happy thoughts to be ready to learn. Your hand signal will look like this. If you are in the yellow zone, you're maybe a little frustrated, anxious, or maybe just really excited in a good way, but not ready to learn yet. So you need to take some deep breaths, get a hug, or talk to an adult that can help you be ready. If you are in the red zone, you have flipped your lid. Your hand signal looks like this, and you're probably not learning with this right now. You're very angry or upset about something. You need to stop, get help from an adult, take some deep breaths, and check the size of your problem. So show me your hand signal. Are you green zone and good to go? I hope you are. If you are blue, yellow, or red, choose one of our strategies to help you get ready to learn.
Are you guys ready to get started today? All right, before we start, let's do our Room 9 chant. Can you read this along with us? Okay. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am me.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. Last night, I was talking to my daughter. We were just talking about things and sharing some of our favorites. And I was asking questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? And each time she would answer me. So what's your favorite food? Watermelon. And I got to thinking that part of speaking clearly is making sure that our answers are also clear. So if we're only giving a one-word answer, sometimes that might not be clear. So if I were to ask my daughter, what's your favorite food? A clearer way to say that would be, my favorite food is watermelon. Because remember, to be an effective communicator, we want to speak clearly. And clearly is not only just making sure they understand the words that come out of our mouth, but understand the words that we're saying in relation to a question sometimes. So let's play a game where I ask you a question and then you clearly communicate back to me your answer. And notice how you can use part of the question in part of your answer. So let's go back and listen again to the question I asked my daughter and then how she effectively answered that, okay? All right, here's Mrs. Forth and here's Emerson, my daughter. Ready? What is your favorite food? My favorite food is watermelon. Now you try it. Ready? What is your favorite food? Well, you guys like a lot of food. I heard a lot of pizza and tacos and hot dogs and chicken nuggets and sushi. But the best part that I heard is that you effectively communicated by reminding me what you were answering. My favorite food is, and then you said your favorite food. Do you want to try another one? Okay. What do you like to do when it rains? What do you like to do when it rains? How can we turn that into a clear answer? What do you like to do when it rains? When it rains, I like to, you try it, ready? Watch TV, read a book, splash in puddles, cuddle with mom or dad. Awesome. I could really tell what you were answering because you started with, when it rains, I like to. That was clear to me what you were answering. Let's try one more. What is your favorite book? Oh, I love it. My favorite book is, yes, you're clearly answering. Those are all great books. Great job of making sure that you're an effective communicator when you're answering questions. Good work. Earlier in the week, we learned about a new digraph because our friends from Thorntown needed some help with the hungry feed me monster, right? So we've already talked about the digraph SH, shh, and the digraph CH, ch, ch. So now we learned a new one, T and an H. Remember, when a T is by itself, it says t, t, t. When it's with an H, you hear. But when these two come together, it's the digraph TH, and it says, yeah, can you try that? Stick that tongue between your teeth. Yeah, and then push some air out. Like, thank you. Or Thorn Town. Thimble. Great job. So now that we know 3 different digraphs, let's sort some pictures by the digraph that we hear, because we want to be able to match the sound that we're hearing with the letters that make that sound. Ready to try it? Okay. So you can see on my picture, I have 3 columns, SH, sh, CH, ch, and TH. So I have a lot of pictures here that we're going to sort according to what we hear. So listen carefully to the beginning sound. All right, sheep. Great. Goes with shoe because they have the same beginning sound. How about chocolate? Yes. How about chair? Chair. Sounds just like chocolate and cherries. That ch sound is spelled with CH. How about the number 3? Say 3. You can already tell my tongue's kind of sticking out when I say 3. That's a good clue that it's going to be the digraph TH, isn't it? Like thumb. How about this one? Shark. Shark. Great. Shark goes with sheep. How about thorn? Do you see how it's pointing to the thorn on the rose? Thorn. You're right, you see my tongue. That's a big clue. TH. How about ship? Ship. That's right. SH. How about chicken? Chicken. CH, like chair and chocolate. Think. Think. TH. And let's do one more. How about check? Check. Great. Okay, before we say we're done, we always want to check our work. So let's make sure each column have things that start with the same beginning sound. Ready? Shoe, sh, sheep, shark, ship. Good job. Cherry, ch, chocolate, chair, chicken, check. Thumb, 3, thorn, think. Good job. Remember, SH, CH, and TH are digraphs that make a sound because those two letters are working together. Shh, sh. Great. Yesterday, I read a book, Three Hens and a Peacock, by one of my favorite authors, Lester Laminack. And we are able to read this book because of the publisher, Peachtree Publishing. Yeah, and we read it and we thought about the story. And we effectively communicated what happened in the story. I want to go back and revisit some of the pages on the story. And this time I want to pay close attention to the characters. Paying attention to the characters will allow us to make connections as we read. And when we make connections as we read, it helps us better understand the story. So we're going to think about 3 different characters in the story. And then I want you to tell me of a time that maybe it reminds you of when you felt that way. You want to try it? Okay. So let's see. The first one, move this page right here. I'm going to reread this page, okay? And then, yeah, I'm going to reread this page, and then I want you to tell me, how are the hens feeling? Are you ready? Okay. You might even close your eyes as I read it so you can really feel all the words I'm saying. The hens were squawking and clucking and flapping their wings. We do all the work around here. I'd like to see that peacock lay one single egg. Exactly. He just struts around screaming. I suppose fancy feathers are more important than laying eggs. That lazy peacock gets all the attention, and we do all the work. That lazy peacock gets all the attention. They sure are complaining, aren't they? What do you think they're feeling? What makes those hens say things like that? Maybe they're a little bit angry. What are they angry about? Yeah, that the peacock keeps getting all the attention. So when you're having feelings about somebody getting more attention than you, can you think of a word that would describe that? A little jealous? I agree. I think the hens are jealous. I think they're jealous. Have you ever felt jealous before? Can you make a connection with that? Does that remind you of a time when you felt jealous? Oh yeah, when your new baby brother came home from the hospital. Yeah, I have a little sister and I remember that too. Absolutely. Yeah, you would feel jealous then. And that's okay to feel jealous sometimes. Okay, let's find another character. How about this dog? Pay close attention to the dog's face there. He's kind of like, and he says, why not let the peacock stay here to be useful while you hens take the glamorous job down the road? How's he feeling? Yeah, he is a little bit bothered, annoyed. Great words, readers. So the dog is maybe feeling annoyed. Make a connection. Have you been annoyed by something before or someone? Yeah, that's totally normal too. As you tell me about your connection, make sure that you're speaking clearly and making eye contact. Yeah, you can share about stories and communicate effectively. Okay, let's do one more. How about, let's do one with the peacock, yeah? Peacock, peacock, peacock. Oh, where is that page where he's like really trying to lay the, oh, here it is. Oh yeah, here we go. Finally, the peacock made it into the hen house. He held his breath and pushed with all his might. But no matter how hard he tried, he could not lay a single egg, not one. He's like, ugh. How could this peacock be feeling on this page? How is the peacock feeling? my goodness, frustrated. What a great word to describe how he must be feeling. He's trying his hardest and it's not working. He's feeling frustrated. Have you ever felt frustrated? Yeah, I felt frustrated before too. When I've really tried hard to do something, and no matter how hard I tried, it wasn't working. Absolutely. And you know what? You guys just spoke really clearly and communicated your connections effectively. Air high five. Good work. Okay. It is time for us to wrap up so you can go stretch your math brains. But I hope you join me again as we work more on our reading skills. Are you ready? Off you go.
Thanks, Mrs. Forth. All right, guys, it's time to get growing our math brains. And before we start our lesson each day, we like to warm our brain up with a little bit of skip counting or some mental math. Today, we're going to be counting by fives, and we're going to count all the way to 50. Let's see how we're counting today. Looks like we're brushing our teeth all the way to 50, guys. So get your finger toothbrush ready. And here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, other way, 35, 40, 45, 50. Good brushing. All right. Well, now that we have warmed our brains up, let's talk a little bit about our lesson. So today we're going to use some skip counting and adding on to make numbers up to 30. So everybody say, I can add and skip count. You say it to 30. All right, well today we're going to go ahead and do a little work with some class t-shirts. So it's class t-shirt time and the orders are in, and we volunteered to help our teachers out by counting out shirts and putting the orders together. So our first class needs 13 shirts. Now, when we're thinking about 13, we know that that number is bigger than 5, and it's also bigger than 10. But not bigger than 10 by much. So if we count the boxes, which are in groups of 5, there are 5 shirts in each box, how many do we need? Well, let's start off by counting by fives. So if we count 5, 10, how many boxes do we have? We have 2 boxes of shirts so far, and there are 10 shirts total because each box has 5 in them. So we have 10. How many more do we need to make 13? We know that we have 10 and we're trying to make 13. What do we need? What number goes with 10 to make 13? Well, let's use our number line to count on. We can say start. 1, 2, 3. How many hops did we go? 3. So we have 10 shirts and we need to pull out 3 more to make the order for this class. Read the number sentence with me. 10 plus 3 equals 13. Good. I'm going to erase, and it's time to put together the next order of shirts. This class needs 18 shirts. Now we know that 18 is more than 5 and 18 is more than 10. But our shirts are in boxes of 5. So we need to count by fives. So let's start counting by fives. 5, 10, 15. Is 15 more or less than 18? It's less, but not by much. We don't need enough shirts to make another whole group of 5. So if we have 15 shirts, how many do we have to add on to make that group of 18? Remember, the order was for 18 shirts. We've got 3 boxes put together already, which is 15. How many more do we need to make 18? Use your 100 chart to count on, or maybe you can do the mental math and count on in your head. Did you say we need 3 more shirts? That 15 and 3 go together to make 18? Let's check. Start. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we only had to go 3 more hops or add on 3 more shirts to make 18 for that class's total. Read the number sentence with me. 15 plus 3 equals 8. Counting on by 5s made it a lot faster to fill that order, didn't it? All right. The next t-shirt order is for 22. So we know that we need 22 shirts. And our boxes are in how many? 5s. So let's count up by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. Is 20 more or less than 22? Yes, we got close. We had 4 boxes of shirts that gave us 20. How many more shirts do we need to add on to make our order of 22? I'm going to give you some time to think about it. How many more did you need to count on to make 22? How many shirts did you have to add to our order? Start. 1, 2. Yeah, just 2 more shirts. So 20 plus 2 more gave us the 22 shirts we needed. This class order is for 19 shirts. So we know that our total order has to make 19. How many times do we have to count by 5? Let's see, to get close to 19. 5, 10, 15. So we've gone 3 groups of 5. But if we go another 5, is that too many? 20 is greater than 19. That's too much. So if we have 15 shirts, how many do we need to add on to make 19? Did you do your hops? Start. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had to go 4 more hops to make 19. Read the number sentence with me. 15 plus 4 equals 19. Good work. All right, we've got one more order to fill. This class needs 25 shirts. I wonder how many groups of 5, I wonder how many boxes of 5 we need to make 25. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Guys, we've already got 25. We needed 5 boxes, and that gave us 25 when we counted on by 5s. Do we need any more shirts? Do we have to pull any individual shirts out of those boxes to make our order? No. So 25 plus 0 gave us the 25 that we needed. Good work. So show me, thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle. How are you feeling about counting by 5s to help you make larger numbers to add on? Were you able to add within 30 using 5s and counting on? Good for you. And it's okay if your brain still feels a little bit confused about that. You are growing your brain and trying new things, and that is what makes your brain smarter and stronger. Well, I hope that you had a great time with me today and that you've grown your brain. I want you to make sure that you take your Room 9 rules with you no matter where you go today. Rule number 1 is be safe. Make your space bubble and stay inside of it. Keep your hands, your feet, and your things to yourself, and make sure that you're washing your hands well. Rule number 2, Be responsible. If you're taking care of yourself, you're being responsible. You're doing your chores and your schoolwork and not arguing. Rule number 3, be respectful. Use nice words in a nice voice no matter who you talk to, and follow your adults' directions right away. That means quick, but with walking feet. You know that you're being respectful if you're treating other people the way you would want to be treated. Rule number 4 is make yourself proud. If you're feeling proud inside, you've got a warm, happy feeling when you think about the choices you've made. If you start to feel like you need to be sneaky or you wouldn't want your friends and family to know about what you're doing, then that's a bad choice. It's your body and brain's way of saying, stop, don't do it, make a better choice. I hope that you make great choices today and continue to grow your brain, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.